Let's go. I know it. Come on, Cowboy Nation. We don't stop. We never stop. There's always news out here for the nation, right? Come on, baby. Yes. Let the room fill up before we talk about this. Y'all know we love to party, right? Shout out to everybody who be out there partying. Yeah. Come on, baby. Subscribe to the nation. Hit the notification. Without deviations or hesitations, baby. Let's go. Watch how that beat come in. Oh. Come on, nation. All right. What we tell them? Come on. Let me put my chat box up here. Oh, okay. Oh, I gotta refresh it. Let's refresh it, baby. Come on, baby. Yeah. All right, while that's doing that. All right, so news is news, right? News is news. Everybody knows how that goes. When you start talking about, dare I say, the Dallas Cowboys, you know, ESPN, TMZ, First Take, Fake Take, who else out there? CBS, Fox, all of those stations, they want to hit that clickbait situation. Not sitting there saying that they're 1,000% wrong, but I will say this. They 1,000% wrong. TMZ is about 98% right? No way. 98% right. Nah, inverse. Let's flip it around. TMZ is 98, maybe 99% wrong because they don't know how many people was there. They only going by what whoever put out there as it relates to a text or something like that, a picture text. But you know how law, we got to do this. We got to talk about it because I got to get on the front end of it because if I don't, of course, people will be, you know that saying I always say those convinced against their will is of the same opinion still. Y'all already know how that go, right? But let's tune into this day. Yeah. Let me find this article and we'll go over it if that's okay with you all. Bam, here we go. TMZ. Yes. All right, so with this information, TMZ is pretty much saying Dak Prescott, Ezekiel Elliot, dinner party with dozens of pals, not a few, dozens, plethora of people out here. And they have the nerve to put Ezekiel Elliot. Boy, he got a mushroom top. But shout out to him, man. That's his style. That's his flavor. That's his funk. And this lady right here eating some type of food. The article says around 3:30, p.m. Prosper, pretty much police department, TMZ Sports responded to a report potentially partying at Dak Prescott home. However, the officer was unable to verify. Remember, I trust you all, but there's a thing called trust but verify. The party, you see, that there was any irregularities that was going on right there. Ezekiel Elliott and Prescott, of course, was partying like it's not 2020 in the middle of the pandemic. This is what they're saying in this particular article. But I will say this. Let me click on this little video. Let's see if we can click on this. Let's see if y'all can see this right here. Let's see what they got. Yeah. Oh, there's some spread right there. Yeah. There's all types of spread action on there, right? Yeah, little dog. Somebody actually coughed in the background. I want people to understand that this is all agenda driven because I got some intel. People that's close to me, people that's close to Dak Prescott, people that's close to Ezekiel, the main man, Elliot. Guess how many people was at this party? It wasn't 30. It wasn't 35. It wasn't 100 people. It wasn't 10,000 people at this house party. It was not even, dare I say, people. That's what I want people to understand and know from here. that the media, the news, and all of these things, they like to spice up the situation as it relates to Dak Prescott, Ezekiel Elliott, the Dallas Cowboys, and beyond. They like to spread out these false narratives. They like to spread out these news of sitting there saying that there's going to be 30. There were 30 people out there. Have you guys been to Prosper? Have you guys been to Frisco, Texas? Have you guys been out there to Dak Prescott house? Have you been out there to that community? Don't you think that if there's 30 people out there, there will be a long line of cars? And trust me, in this new age, everybody, mama, uncle, cousin, Tupac, Biggie, and on top of that, Shaq, if he was out there at this party, guess what? Everybody like to ride their own vehicle. Nobody like to sit there and say, okay, we're going to gang rally together and go to this man party. No. If it's 7 people, guess what? It's been 7 cars. If it's 10 people, it's 10 cars. If it's 30 people, it's 30 cars. Nobody ride together no more. Nobody. TMZ is trash, So shout out to TMZ though. I understand the aspect of using or trying to sell false narratives and the hidden agendas to these type of situations. But the party had no more than 7 people. So I want people to understand that, man. I'm going to read some of your comments, man. I really appreciate you all. Zeke needs a haircut. That's the only thing that we saw out of this whole entire deal, that Ezekiel Elliott needs a haircut. This is from my guy, Keem. He needs a little chop there, man. But shout out to him. That's the quarantine look, baby. That's what you want to look like, right? You can't be visiting your doctors. Ain't that right, Joyce? Ain't that right, Sandy? I really appreciate you so much, Sandy. Yes, indeed. Matthew, really appreciate you. This is basically why can they do it when we can't? Why can they do it when we can't? This is from Marcus Kidd. Yeah, I can see that argument, but at the end of the day, until we actually see Ezekiel Elliott, Dak Prescott coughing and throwing up and having fevers and things like that, then we can say, man, boy, they shouldn't have been doing this, they shouldn't be doing that. But by us looking at it from thousands and thousands of miles away, man, all we doing is just driving all types of fear. And we shouldn't live off of fear. TMZ is garbage. This is from Thomas. Yeah. But, TMZ is TMZ. Was Alden Smith there? This is from Martin. I don't think he was there, It's just crazy. And the thing is, TMZ, or somebody coined the phrase TM Zeke, right? Somebody said that's the new name of it, TM Zeke. And it's crazy to me is that during all of these things that ever happened, Dak Prescott was there, but Dak Prescott is slippery. He never gets onto the camera. Dak Prescott is always like, okay, there's a camera, so I'm gone. Dak Prescott know how to evade, elude, escape. When have y'all ever outside of the spring break in college when he was laid out like Family Guy? Where have you guys ever seen Dak Prescott caught on camera saying something crazy, or caught with the TMZ taking the picture when he doing something crazy? Look, he had a party, I believe, last year around this time on a boat, and everybody like, look, hey, Dak Prescott, he need to be practicing. He don't need to be on a boat. And he got all of these pictures of the ladies that was on the boat. They said Dak Prescott had a brothel, for crying out loud, on the boat. Y'all remember that? It's always around this same time. Yes. High Law Nation, happy Resurrection Day. Yes. He is alive. Yeah, he rose. Yeah, TMZ Prescott. Yeah, shout out to you, Tom Trey, man. Really appreciate you. Happy Easter to you all, and happy Resurrection Sunday to you all. Shout out to you, Sandy. Really appreciate you. So what I want to do now is give back or take in, basically. That's a better way to say it. So the phone number is 682-214-4087. Give me a holla, give me a ring, give me a buzz, give me a call. This is not going to be a long show. I got a lot of things to do today. So hit that number up. The phone lines are open. Let me know how you guys feel about Dak Prescott. Let me know how you feel about Ezekiel Elliott. Are they are not paying close attention to this pandemic, or are they okay? Or is it a situation that there's much to do about nothing and everybody trying to get clicks, everybody trying to get fame? Y'all remember that? One thing we all adore, something worth dying for. There's nothing but pain. We stuck in this game, searching for fortune and fame. Is this what we looking for? Fame. We searching for fortune and fame. We stuck in this game. Holler my name. We all gonna die. We bleed through similar veins. We mixing stories together. But that's what we looking for, right? Fame. 7 people or 700. Not good look, though. Okay. Call in. Let me know how you feel about it. 910, you in. What's good?
Oh, you already know what this is.
Yeah. Talk to me, man. Talk to the nation. You live like 95.
Hey, this Los, man.
Los,
hey,
man.
Look. I'm about half up, half asleep. Like, I just got the notification. I was like, yo, I can't miss Law. Like, I at least got to get a little bit of the show before I pass back out. But, hey, I believe, I believe this is all, a PR stunt. I don't believe, Dak and those guys are, violating any laws or rules. Know what I mean? I don't know. I don't know. But I believe that. Like, what do you believe is the reason? For the hold up in him accepting that contract? Do you believe it's still the money? Do you believe it's the length, or do you believe it's the quarantine thing, the COVID?
That's a good segue there. But here's the thing: deadline makes deals, right? And it makes no sense for the Dallas Cowboys to sign this man sooner. It makes no sense because it still got to the July 15th, right? And they really looking at everything. And the reason why the media and the news and the clicks, the baits are out there with Dak Prescott and Ezekiel Elliott is I'm going to put this illustration for the nation right back up so everybody can understand what I'm saying. It's not about Dak. It's not about Ezekiel Elliott. It's about clicks. And if you look on TMZ, you'll see to your right, there's ads. There's everywhere. Other links. They selling jerseys for crying out loud. So what they look at it is that law of the law of average, basically. If we can put the more news we put out there, the more clicks we get. And that's what they're looking at. And from a aspect of what Jerry Wayne Jones is doing is, yes, he eventually is going to pay Dak Prescott because he did the same thing with DeMarcus Lawrence. He did the same thing with other players that's on his team. Or Ezekiel Elliott held out to the last minute. So I think that he knows it and he's going to pay the guy. It's just the formalities right now. If I can say that.
Okay.
Yeah, good call though, fam.
Okay.
Good call, man.
Okay. Hold it down. Shout out to Law Nation.
Appreciate it.
In the chat, Rube Block, all y'all, man. Hey, I'm out, man. Holla at you, Law.
Peace, fam. I'll let somebody else jump in, but thank you, man, so much for calling in.
Right.
You the first caller last time. You own it, man. Salute. That's my dog right there, Locks, man. Okay, so GD, thank you so much for the donation to help grow the nation. Oh, man, we got multiple donations. Shout out to you, young Wilson, as well. We're going to let the AI speak whenever the AI turns on, but we're going to let the 409. What's on your mind, 409? What's good?
What's up, Law Nation? Donald Finkley, Port Arthur, Texas.
All right. You all the way around. Hold on for a quick second. Let this AI speak for a quick second.
Law, how is everyone holding up? Hawaii is user lockdown. Hope all is good and anything about Dallas is newsworthy. Keep up the great work, Law. Best.
Appreciate you, young Wilson. Thank you so much. We got another donation to come in. Let the AI speak, and we'll
Dak
get
and
your
Zeke
question.
must learn to lead by example. Anyone outside of your family should not be hanging out. This pandemic is serious.
All right, 409, man. Really appreciate both of you guys for making the donation to help grow the nation. What's on your mind, man?
Man, Law Nation, you know how it is. It's reaching, bro. It's reaching. Every time something happens, Dallas Cowboys, what it wouldn't be off season without be nothing without Dallas Cowboys, Jerry Wayne Jones, Zeke Elliot, Dak Prescott. You've been doing this long as I know. You know what it is. Anytime you can reach and put the Cowboys name out there, you know it's always something. I'm not believing that. Like you said, everybody want to shine. They want to ride their own vehicles. They ain't carpooling. They ain't Ubering. So I think all is just a bunch of baloney, you ask me.
Yes, indeed. I think it is. And this is the exact same story outside of the pandemic that happened last year and the year before that. You know, last year was the boat situation with Dak Prescott and Ezekiel Elliott. They was on a boat. They had a good time. We went with ladies, you know, and they said there was some libation going on, you know. So it is what it is. It's TMZ, man. Anything else you got for the show?
Man, Law Nation, keep doing what you're doing, man. I appreciate it. I love it. Like you say, we always get nothing but the best. I follow a lot of stream sites and everything, but this is one of the favorites. So once I got this line, I'm going to make a donation to keep this going. One love, brother. Keep doing it.
Appreciate
Cowboys
it, man.
For life.
Yes, indeed. For life. It tastes good without coffee, man. That's what I'm talking about. Salute, bro.
Yes, sir. Be blessed, you and your family, bro.
Happy Easter to you. Yes, indeed. That's a good call from 409, putting that all on our mind, baby. Yes, indeed. So, yes, people do need to be cautious. People are falling out, dying here and there. Yes, I'm not sitting there saying that, yeah, this is a fake hoax or what have you with the COVID. There are plenty of people are losing their loved ones, I meant to say. And there are plenty of things that's going on as it relates to this pandemic. Let's pull up the 919. What you got?
What's going on, partner?
Nothing much, man. Talk to me. How you feeling, man? I didn't speak to you in a long time, bro.
No, man. I've been waiting for you, man, to do one of these situations, man. You ain't done that in a while. So I said, maybe one of these days he'll have one of these conversations like we have every once in a while.
Yeah.
But no, man, you know what? When I first heard the news, I kind of got upset at first because of everything that's going on, and everybody that's pretty much already made it known. Any other day, this wouldn't even be the biggest news in the world. We get it, but because of the COVID-19 and everything, you know. And then my thing was, okay, contract negotiations. Dak knows. You get, and that was my biggest concern, because, like, man,
that's the real conversation we need to have right now. Yeah.
Right, yeah. To be like, yeah, you know, you cost us investment. We don't know if we can trust him. Now here we go, more months. Then fighting back and forth till somebody gives in. Because right now, for what I'm hearing is, it's not the numbers. They got all of that. It's not the guaranteed money. It's the number of years, which I think is crazy. But so my thing is, I just hope that this has not set back. Well, one, I don't want them to get sick. And then two, I just don't want this negotiation with Dak to set back, because I think it's so much closer to getting it done. And I just hope that with this party that they just pull, with everything going on, that this doesn't set the contract negotiations back, man.
Well, all the negotiations for anybody contract as it relates to long term, everybody looking at it like, nah, we don't know. You know what I'm saying? Because of this COVID situation and because of the TV contract, it's a lot of moving parts with this. But I will say that eventually Dak Prescott will get his bag or his money, what have you. But I just don't like the fact that the longer you wait, the more money it costs anyway. So if we could have had all of this nipped in the bud before the start of 2019, right after the 2018 season, I think that Dak Prescott,
I absolutely agree. Yeah, we had all last year, right, and now we don't come to this. Exactly. And my thing is with the Jones family, we know that they love to play games, and I just hope that even with this simple part, and I get it, happy birthday to him, but I just hope that the Jones don't look at this and say, hey, can we use this to force, you see what I'm saying, to force him to do such and such and such and such, and I'm like, no, not now, not now, here we go again. It's like, Right, like, come on, man, we so close. Don't do this again. Like, so that's why I got mad with Dak and Zeke. Well, one, I don't want them to get sick. I don't know how many people was at the party, so, maybe I don't know. Most have been tested. I don't know. That could be a possibility. I don't know. I'm just hoping that's the case. But even so, I just really hope that this does not more so not only get them sick, but with the contract negotiation, I just hope that the Jones family don't have no crazy ideas. And then 2 weeks from now, here we go again. Now Dak Prescott, no, we have to go with a new number. We have to do this. And I'm like,
yeah.
Now most Dallas fans gonna really be mad with that because it's gonna be like, why would you do that, Dak? I can hear it now. Why would you have that party knowing the COVID-19 such and such? Now see what you did. You forced the Jones family. I'm like, now I got to defend them again. Like, oh,
here we go. Here we go. But that's just how it goes, man. Hey, they look at it like we don't even hear the stories of Lamar Jackson working out with Antonio Brown and some other guys, doing the exact same thing that Dak Prescott and Ezekiel Elliott is doing. It's just the fact that we got the star on the side of our helmet. We are most visualized team in the world. And on top of that, I seen a video the other day. Jalen Smith working out. I sitting there like, man, that didn't blow up crazy. It had multiple people out there. But, the storyline got to sell. And the Dallas Cowboys is that quick storyline to sell with Dak Prescott and Ezekiel Elliott. That's just how it goes.
Yeah, well, I didn't even know about the videotape, man. That was even new to me. Oh,
right.
See, I didn't know about Antonio Brown and
Lamar Jackson.
Lamar Odom video.
And Lamar Jackson, yeah. We better not be Lamar Odom out there.
Yeah. Well, that is right. As long as we got that star on our helmet, any news that they can be broke with us, they will try anything they can. I just want them to be safe. My only concern is I hope they're safe. I pray to God that they took measures to make sure that they was as safe as possible with their party, and I'm praying that the Jones family do not use this at any way, shape, or form to try to do anything to negotiate.
But Jerry Wade, baby, we know him.
Exactly. Yes. And that was my biggest concern, like that. Jerry and his son will come up with anything. We can probably negotiate him to make him stay longer, or reduce the price now. I'm like, oh.
Yes, indeed, man. I really appreciate you for calling in, bro. Really do, man.
Don't be long, man. Look, love Dallas, man. We bleed silver and blue.
We do, man.
And we die.
Oh, yeah. From the room to the tomb, baby. Yes, indeed.
All right, hold it down, brother.
Salute, bro. Good call from the 919, man. He a good long-time caller. Katie calls it, dropping the $9.99 for your mind. Really appreciate you, Katie. Thank you so much for helping growing this thing. Call in if you like too, but we're gonna let the AI speak on what you just said. Yeah, really appreciate you, Katie. Really do. Let the AI
Keep
speak.
up the good work.
Yes, indeed. Appreciate you, Katie. Katie calls it. Thank you so much for your love and adulations. So, like I'm saying, trust me when I say this. 808. I'll pick it back up after this call. 808, what's up?
Hey, what's up, Law? This is Young Wilson.
Oh, my goodness, man. How you living, man? Thank you so much for calling in, man.
I've been good, man. Hawaii's kind of empty out here in Waikiki.
Mm-hmm. But since you guys on the island, did you guys get a chance to isolate most of the COVID, or is it spreading rapidly out there?
Nah, we got it under control. I think we got 300 under.
Doc and Zeke
Hold on for a few seconds.
Jerry
Got a
virus.
donation to come in.
A deadly illness that makes talented NFL players finish a football season 88. Ty, it'll be here all day, slightly smiling face.
DK, man, thank you so much from Florida. Thank you so much for the donation to help grow the nation. Thank you so much for helping me grow on this platform with the $5 holler. But Young Wilson, what you were saying that y'all pretty much got everything isolated over there?
Yeah, man, we got everything locked down here. Everyone's under a stay-home order, so no one can go unless you're an essential like myself. But, yeah, I've been watching and listening to you guys lately, so I think this whole thing will blow over. I'm glad they're working out. I understand being isolated. You probably need to talk to somebody, work out with somebody, do something. I work still yet, and I'm around people within 6 feet. I don't see that as a big problem. Like you guys said, like the chat room saying, anything with Dallas is just news. People listen. You know, we all want to listen. There's nothing on sports channels that is relevant. So everything Dallas is relevant. So they just keep wanting to dog us, you know. So I just say let it go. I'm glad they're working out. How's that?
Yeah, I'm glad they are too. And I just want to put this out here. And I'm not the person that chase numbers, Young, but you know, I just want to put the reality aspect to it. Of course, the COVID is spreading quickly, and until we get it to level out or what have you, we would be looking at this thing like, man, this whole world is about to end. But in actuality, there's people that won. There's people that survive. And just to put it into another mindset, last year, 61,000 people died of the flu. I want that to sink in. Yes. But it wasn't broadcasted like it is now. Of course, we're at the toll rate of 20,000 now. But last year, I want people to understand that 61,000 people died last year of the flu in the United States. I'm just talking about the United States. So it wasn't broadcast like it is now. So I just want people to understand that people been dying from the flu for a long time and not just this year.
Hey, Law, I just wanted to add one more thing. With
the
toilet paper shortage in the mainland, this stuff has been going on in Hawaii for decades.
Wow.
So in Hawaii, every time there's any type of tsunami warning or there's a hurricane warning, we buy toilet paper and paper towels like you don't believe.
Oh, wow.
So it's something we didn't see the mainland ever feel, and seeing we go through this, like Hawaii, we're ready. We were ready for this 6 months ago if it happened. We go through flus because we're on an island probably all year round. So the statistic you're reading is absolutely true. You don't hear it, but more people die of the flu every single year than most people can imagine worldwide. So it's relevant. I get it, but you're saying the right thing, man. It'll pass.
This too shall pass.
Faith.
Yeah.
Yes. Just have to have faith in God and just believe and just stick together as people, and we'll get through this like we all got through everything else.
Yes, indeed, man.
It's just boring. It's just boring as hell right now.
Right. You speaking the truth right now, man. Yeah, it's boring. It's like, man, come on. What else is going to happen next, you know?
Oh, man, I think, like, we just got to make sure we don't go through this twice, 3 times. Forget what China's saying. China's saying, like, it's going to be all right. It's getting better. Man, I think when you're a communist nation, you can basically pull any narrative you want out of that country.
Yeah.
So the death rate, I think, is all BS. Hawaii being so close to China, I thought we get hit hard. We never got hit.
Never got hit.
Well, everyone's telling me like, nah, we're at the end, we're at the tip of it. But I'm like, New York's getting killed right now. I'm like, we're closer to China than New York is. I go, how do you relate that?
Yeah.
There's so many Asians cross through Hawaii's airport. I'm like, we should have got it already.
Yeah.
We should have got more.
And I hate to be conspiracy law, but I want people to pull up the stats for Russia, you know, how many people perished over there in Russia, you know. So there's so many things, man, that we can go back and forth with this COVID stuff, you know. But it is what it is.
And just one last thing, Law, on the conspiracy side. You know that tax tariff we had with China with Trump?
Yeah.
You know, the only thing that trumped that deal?
What was that?
Epidemic.
Wow.
So if you go into the South Korean news, you go into Thailand news, they're all reporting that's on the fine print of that bill that passed together that the Chinese leader and the Trump signed. The only thing that make that bill go away was the pandemic. That's just throwing it out there, man.
My goodness, man.
Got way too much time on my hands.
That's a lot of time, man. But good stuff, man. I really appreciate you so much for calling in to the nation, man. Really appreciate you, man.
All right, brother. Good. Go Long Nation, man.
Yes, indeed. Salute, bro. From the 808, that's my guy, Young Wilson, man. You guys see him all the time. You might see his name. He's one of the elite members that stroll across the bottom of the screen there. I really appreciate each and every last one of you all. I don't want to be conspiracy law over here. You know, I don't want to give you guys too much information and have the Illuminati come shut me down over here for speaking out past my wisdom teeth. But I still want people to stay safe and stay secure. Continue to wash your hands and continue to do your due diligence as it relates to staying healthy and just abide by the local and laws and federal laws that's mandated by your state so that you guys won't be watching us winning the Super Bowl from heaven or from wherever else you may go or from the jail cell. We want you to watch the Super Bowl when we host that Lombardi Trophy in your living room or over there in Star Frisco. Yeah, that's where I want you guys to watch the Super Bowl at, right? Shout out to everybody, man. Shout out to Miss Jackie. Really appreciate you texting me throughout the day with all of the important information out there for the nation. G Potter, really appreciate you. Quest Cowboy, Akeem. Don't forget, Cowboy Nation, put down where you all are from. The phone lines are still open. Let me see how long I've been live, though. You know, I don't want to keep you guys too long on a Sunday. I know you guys got to get back with your family and friends there while you're quarantining and chilling, right? Let me see. Somebody help me out, man. How long I've been on this thing? Y'all help me out while I look for how long I've been live. While I'm looking for that, let me see. Y'all play y'all a little something. There we go. There we go. Come on, baby. Yeah. How long I've been live on this thing? Come on, baby. Yeah. My live feature button there. Natasha, shout out to you as well. Let's go. There we go. 32 minutes. Okay. I got a few more seconds with you all. Let's go with it. All right. So, like I said, the TMZ report showed that there was 30 people in the house. It's like they literally counted 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Nah, the actual report was there was no more than 7 people in the house. So we know that the news media, the TMZs of the world, even Fox News, ESPN, and beyond, they like to stretch out the narrative. They like to point out and push their agendas to the nation and say that, well, Dak Prescott and Zeke Elliot are being careless. They are being one of those people that's not going and abiding with the laws or what have you. And then we turn the channel or we look at something else on YouTube or Facebook or Twitter, and you see other quarterbacks doing the exact same thing, whether it be a Lamar Jackson, whether it be other people out there that's running routes and hanging around with other people doing pro days or what have you. And of course, I know that people can say, well, they practicing social distance. Well, who knows? You know, this thing is asymptomatic. So symptomatic. Some people are showing that. So they're not being able to see whether or not this person have the COVID or what have you. And then some people have stronger immune systems to not even be affected by it completely. Their bodies is just stronger with antibodies to build and fight against that. We have still in certain parts of the country, local buses are still running routes or what have you, and people are still jumping on one bus to get to point A to point B or point A to point Z or what have you, whatever you want to look at it, and they are in close corners or close amongst each other. on a bus. So, you think about that. So it's so many things that we can go back and forth with. Yes, this virus is deadly. Yes, it can kill you, but we got to look at it from these perspectives too, that there are people to overcome this particular treacherous virus. But we want you guys to still practice safety and precautions and all of those things. The phone number is at the top of my screen there. You can give me a call, 682-214-4087. I try to go live for at least 45 minutes today. Smoke a blunt. This will keep you away from the virus. For G Potter. No. Yeah, you can smoke a blunt, but they not use that as a as avoidance still. Who we got? Trimble. Really appreciate you, Mr. Harden. Oh my goodness. James Harden looked like me. I'm 8 years older, so therefore I claim my facial feature been on this earth before him. So he looks like the mighty Law Nation, right? Not the inverse around, I'm 8 years older now, 8 years older. All right, let me see if I can find that phone. Give me a few seconds. 912, what's good?
Hey, what's going on, Law Nation? How you doing?
Not much, man. Talk to me.
I just wanted to put out a couple of things. I think that in regards to the Dak and Zeke situation, I think people are getting screwed with the numbers. TMZ, they may have reported that it was 30 people, but if you're entertaining people outside of your family or close friends that live with you on a daily basis, that's unnecessary risk.
True.
And Dak and Zeke, as leaders, they should understand this. People are going to look up to them. There could be rookies that may have been drafted by the Cowboys. They may say, okay, if Dak can do it, he's the quarterback of the team, then maybe it's okay for me to invite some friends over. So if it's 7 or 10 or 15, whatever the numbers may have been, it's too many. That's all I had.
That's good. That's a good point there. What's your name again? I'm sorry.
This is D.
I'm
from Norfolk.
Norfolk. My thing is, and I love the objectivity, because we already know that when you are a certain caliber of person, whether it be NFL, NBA, or even if you're a school teacher, people will look up to you. People will follow your guidance, whether it's wrong, good, bad, or ugly. And I think that Charles Barkley came out many of years ago and said, hey, I didn't want to be a role model to anybody. But Charles Barkley failed to realize that regardless, people are going to admire him and want to do the things that Charles Barkley did, or whatever you'll do.
Exactly.
So I can get where your point is with that. And my thing is, when you playing with the silver and blue on, yes, you hold to a different standard to everybody else, but it could be that we don't know how many people are quarantined at Dak Prescott house. Now, this is what I would do if I'm a celebrity, if I'm a guy that is hosting these big old massive parties, what have you. It won't be nobody with a cell phone. Cell phone checks at the door,
Exactly.
Yeah.
And I love Dak. I love everything he's done, and I hope he gets his money. I hope we can get that contract situation squared away. But whether he likes it or not, he's the leader of the franchise. He wears that star. He's the quarterback of the Dallas Cowboys. And sometimes you have to make decisions that could affect everyone around you. And people are looking up to Dak. And I just think that I'm not saying that they shouldn't work out with Zeke and Dez. That's fine. But check your cell phones at the door and just be a little more responsible because you wear that star.
Yes, indeed. So let me ask you this, though. Based upon this COVID situation and Dak Prescott, and I hate this is the only way I can put this out there to everybody that can hear us. Dak Prescott, to me, just to me, he's not a natural thrower of the ball. I don't want to hear people saying, "Oh, Law, you hating Dak Prescott." But I think that Dak Prescott is one of those cats that really need to always get into rhythm, get into the grooves, and also get warmed up and get on the same page with his wide receivers. Do you think that Dak Prescott looking at it like this is an investment that I got to continue to invest on myself? I got to continue to work out?
I think you're 100% correct. Mm-hmm. I think Dak, once again, kind of backing off of what you just said. Mm-hmm. I think he's a product of his environment. If Dak is surrounded, if he's surrounded by the great players that we have on offense with a solid offensive line play, the 2-3 receivers that we have out wide, tight end across the middle, if everything is in place, Dak is always going to excel. Where I think he needs to improve, let's say Zeke misses a game and Amari Cooper is not 100%. I think he needs to elevate his game so the offense continues to move, and I think that's where we struggled in the past. Like if everything is not in place, then we go on these runs where we lose 2 out of 3 games because nobody else is stepping up. And I don't know, like last year when the Eagles situation when we had Wentz, and I just knew we were going to go in and win that game in Philadelphia.
Right.
And they lost their tight end, and we still couldn't put out that game. So I'm like, okay, I think Dak needs to do the same thing with less players. I think he'll take off.
Yeah, we will find out, down the line. But I feel exactly what you're saying. Just the factor of taking over the game, and trust me, it's hard, man. When you have Jason Garrett, and I know it's low hanging fruit because his guy's out the window, right? He's not on his team anymore. But when you have Jason Garrett, because the same flaws we saw with Dak were the same flaws we saw with Tony Romo. As relates to those games that this is a must-win game, win or go home type of situation. And we sat there for multiple years and saw us watching the playoff when all we had to do was win that one game, and it just didn't happen. And I gotta say this: you gotta somehow point at the coach because he's the person that put everybody in the right position to win. But I do know that at the end of the day, Tony Romo will get the blame, and then now we fast forward to 2019, Dak Prescott got all of the blames. That's just how it goes. But good point, man. Good call, too.
Well, good stuff then, Law. Keep doing what you're doing.
Appreciate you, fam. Salute.
All right, brother. Yep.
That was a real good call, man, objectively speaking. And I hope I didn't rub you guys the wrong way when I say Dak Prescott is not a natural thrower of the ball. And there's nothing wrong with that. It's because of his body build, In college, coaches asked Dak Prescott, hey, you too muscular, man. You got to lose some of those muscles, man, so that you can get that flexibility in. So I think that Dak Prescott got to get into rhythm. I think that the field becomes a little slower for him. That's why you see his fourth quarter numbers, third quarter numbers are a whole lot better than his first quarter numbers. That's just how it goes. And a lot of people like to relate that to, these are just probably garbage time where his stats are inflated. No. But if you look through the career of Dak Prescott from 2016 until now, his third and fourth quarter numbers are always better than his first quarter's numbers. I believe that's because he's loosened up at the point of that time and he's ready to play. 909, what's on your mind?
What's up with you, man? This is West Coast.
What's up, West Coast? Talk to me, man.
Oh man, I was just I was up here some stuff together for my little thing I'm taking care of tomorrow, and thanking the Lord for this time we having off.
Amen.
I think at some point of this, I ain't gonna say the word on live because I said it live once and they turned my feed off.
Right.
So we call it the Coronasaurus Rex on my page. But I think at some point, man, not even to talk Cowboys, at some point I think everybody needs to kind of look themselves in the face when it comes to this virus and kind of tell themselves, okay, it has whipped me up to now. Now I need to figure out what am I going to take positively out of all this time, because the worst thing that could happen, honestly, the worst thing that can happen, and I actually understand why these players are out here working out. I get it. Because the thing that's going to happen is someday next month, the president's going to wake up and say, hey, this is all over. And you know what's going to happen? All those expectations that fans have on players to be in shape like they were supposed to be in shape, even though we weren't even supposed to be outside, is going to hit instantly. And what you see is players like Dez Bryant, Ezekiel Elliott, Dak Prescott. What they're trying to do is they're trying to bring normalcy to their life.
Facts.
The exact same thing that we're doing here with our kids. Like I make my kids get up every morning at 7:30 in the morning. Every morning they get dressed, they brush their teeth, they wash their face, they get dressed, and they stay dressed until about 3 o'clock. Why? Because there is a muscle memory normalcy that you have to keep. You want to know why? Because this year only has 12 months. So if they come out and they say, okay, we got to, it's over, let's go back, then guess what's going to happen? All these players who are looking for contracts and who got contracts, and also you got to think like this, Ezekiel Elliott, we're about to pay him more this year than we've ever had to pay him.
Wow, preach, brother. Man, bro.
Ever.
This is church right now, guys.
So I get it. I get it. So for all my people out there who are on Zeke and Dak and saying, oh, they shouldn't be doing this. Okay, but my thing is this: if they do nothing and they sit at home and they come back fat when this is over, do we take off those expectations? We're not. We're not going to. We're going to look at them all the exact same thing. I would look at Dez and tell Dez, hey, Dez, why you not in shape? Oh, because we was in social distance. I can't. Well, bro, we ain't been doing that for 3 months. You ain't got a gym at your house. You can't work out. You can't do none of that. There's still that expectations. And I'm going to tell you what about these players. For the first time, these Dallas Cowboy players get it. Like, I'm going to tell you, like, if anything, Cowboy fans need to stop tripping and start looking at these team players and saying, man, these guys get it. Because you know what they're doing? They're taking the foul. They're taking the charge. You know what I'm saying? You know how when you play basketball, you got to sometimes you got to stand in front of them and take that charge?
Right.
If the referee see it the right way, then guess what? You get the ball back. But sometimes the referee don't see it the same way you see it, and guess what? You get a foul.
Right.
It's a 50-50 shot, but guess what? What's more important is when the season starts, because I'm going to tell you the way people are, when the season starts, unfortunately, you're not going to remember none of this. The only thing you're going to remember is were they in shape or were they not. And the proof that I have to put in
goodness. Yes.
And I'm going to tell you the proof that I have that I'm absolutely right is last year. Last year, Ezekiel Elliott did not show up to practice until 3 days before week 1. And guess what? Nobody gave him nobody said, okay, Zeke, it's okay. You can just kind of ramp yourself up. No, they didn't. They were after week 1, they were saying, oh, see there, that's why he should have been in training camp. See, that's what happens. You see what, that's what I'm just saying. Now you see what happens?
Man, and just to piggyback off of what you said, boy, you dropping dimes and gems out here, man. Thank you, Clifford, for making a donation to help grow the nation. I need to just cash app you this because he preached. He just put preach. That's what I'm.
List of things in my mind that have to get done regardless if Corona's getting if the virus is taken care of. I'm sorry, brother.
Yeah, and I'm the king. I'm the king of my castle, and I got to take care.
Exactly,
and
you. And you know how it's supposed to run. My last thing I'm going to point out is the hypocritical stadium. Have you noticed that for non-essential workers, like people who have to go to work every day, social distance isn't really a big thing for them?
Right.
Like I have a kid, I said this example the other day. I ordered a Ferragamo belt online. Why? Because I saw it and I liked it. It was all black. They had just released it. It was $149. They have a 40% discount on Ferragamo right now.
Wow.
I took advantage.
Wow.
They told me it'd be here in 3 days. I said, there's no way it'll be here in 3 days. Guess what? In 3 days, a kid knocked on my door and handed me my belt.
Wow.
So my thing is this. It's like, why are we not taking pictures of that kid? Why are we not taking pictures of your city bus that drives down the street from you that has everybody else? Why is Uber still on? Why is Lyft still on?
Wow, boy. I think people weren't even ready for this.
They're not, because you want to know why? Because for whatever reason, we have a higher expectation of football players. But one thing I love about what we do, Law, and what me and James do and what all of us do is we come in contact with these guys so much that we understand, like, Law, you've been there when a player has looked at you with a grimace of fear because they had to leave because they had to go to treatment or they had to get home.
Right. You're sure right. You sure right.
Like these guys are like they are adults, but the system that they like when there was, I ain't gonna say the player's name, but there was this when we were both at an event and a player had to get to another event, and the look that he gave on his face was of sheer just like, oh my God, like my little kid when I find my kid doing something he's supposed to be doing.
Right. And just to piggyback off of what you said, everybody kind of put this one game on Dak Prescott. The Dallas Cowboys versus the Eagles, right? But nobody, just like you just said, nobody brought up this shoulder situation, right?
Yeah.
Nobody brought up the fact that the brother couldn't work out for a whole week.
Yeah, and that's an excellent point. And think about this. It's like Dak Prescott didn't throw at all that entire week.
Break it down for everybody, man. Break it down for
on the sidelines. Yeah. And I'm gonna be honest with you, like, I had to kind of like apologize to the nation for that, because on the real, I actually thought he was bluffing. I'm just being real with you. I thought he was bluffing, but come Friday, when they released the videos and stuff like that of them working, and they were literally saying Dak was just now throwing, I'm like, wow, like they're not, Jerry Jones may bluff, but if a player knows he needs to run more to be in shape, he's going to do it. Because at the end of the day, it's Dak that fails on that field, not Jerry. Because think about this. Nobody is holding Jerry Jones responsible for 2019. You're holding Dak and all the other dudes, even though Jerry Jones said we didn't even need Zeke. You know what I'm saying? If you really think about it, we should be holding management responsible for last year. But we're not. We're holding the players responsible. So my thing is this. If I am a player and I know the type of fan base that I have, you know what I'm doing? I'm working out every single day. The only difference is, the only caveat is I'm not going live. And that's what I said. Yeah. I said, do what y'all got to do. Just don't. You can't put it on live, because the law. What they say with our parents. What they say in the Bible. Don't let your good be seen as evil.
Right.
Perfect situation. Perfect situation.
Good analogy and good words of truth right there, man. Hey, man, West Coast. Tell people where to follow you at, man. Especially over here on the YouTube world, man. Tell people where to follow you and find your content at, man.
West Coast Cowboy. All you gotta just type in West Coast Cowboy on YouTube. On Facebook, it's Dallas Cowboys Scouting. But you can just type in West Coast. I'm doing a really good job of branding it. My main platforms that I be on, well, I shouldn't say that, because we should all be on all platforms.
All platforms, everyone.
App and Law is really good at that, so salute to him. And so it's just West Coast Cowboy all over. But man, let's try to do a show or something, man. I absolutely enjoy doing things with you, man. And you always be on some good topics. When I heard this topic, I was like, oh yeah, I'm calling a show.
Appreciate it, bro. Appreciate it, man. Anytime, all the time, baby. Let's go.
All right, you be blessed, bro.
Salute. Good call for the 909 West Coast, man. Holding it down like 5,000 pounds, man. Man, we went to church service today, right? We got some good words, man. I really appreciate those who made donations. I really appreciate those who called and those who support the nation as it relates to donations or sharing this thing. I'm going to get this call right here. 267, what's on your thoughts, man? What's on your thoughts? What's your thoughts? I said, what's on your thoughts? What's your thoughts, man?
Yeah, I'm an Eagles fan.
Oh, shout out to you, man.
Yeah, I just want to let you know that, because you said something about Dak Prescott's shoulder was injured during the Eagles game. And I just wanted to know, how do you feel about him the very next week when he put up, 4 touchdowns against the Redskins or something?
Yeah, I'm glad you mentioned that. I'm glad you mentioned that. Not to cut you off, but, man, shout out to you, man. Here's what happened. He didn't practice at all that week going into the Eagles week. In a week and a half. It was actually a week and a half. But after that week, he practiced, you see, for that Redskins game, and he was better prepared. I think, and this is what I'm saying, I think that Dak Prescott plays better when he practices. He's the type of person that needs those reps. He needs the time. And trust me, y'all won the game fair and squarely. I'm not sitting there using Dak Prescott's shoulder as an excuse, right? I want to get that on the atmosphere. You guys won that game, but I would say that Dak Prescott, he pretty much wasn't prepared for that game. That's why ball was going way over the receiver's head, and it just didn't look good for us.
Yeah. See, the reason why I say that, because I had an injury one time on my shoulder, and they had put some medicine on it.
Right.
So I know for a fact that Dak Prescott cannot use that as an excuse, because once they put some medicine in it, like, your arm feels just the same as it wasn't injured. So that's how I know that that's just like y'all can't use that as an excuse.
Yeah. Well, what I was saying is that he didn't practice the week. It's all about practice and getting on the same page, though. But I feel what you're saying, though. We can't use that as an excuse. This is a no excuse business. So that's what I'm saying to our fan base, that Dak Prescott this offseason, if you saw how poo-poo he played against the Eagles, dare I say, I can only imagine week 1, week 2, week 3, if Dak Prescott never got a chance to get loosened up, never got a chance to work on his mechanics, never got a chance to really work with his receivers. I don't want to see that Dak Prescott. I don't want to see it, regardless. And I'm a through and through Dak Prescott fan. Shout out to Mississippi State.
Right. Because, like, another thing is, like, I'm not saying, like, Cowboys fans, you know, like, they come up with a lot of excuses. I'm just saying because I hear a lot of Cowboys fans say, you know, like, they're 4-2 against Carson Wentz. But to me, I'm saying, like, okay, like, is it better to be in the playoffs 3 straight years or beat the Eagles 4 out of 2 in the last 3 years?
I mean, it's better to be in the playoff, of course. But talk to me. What is your angle, though? What is your angle? Go ahead, talk to me.
No. There's no anger.
Not angle. I'm saying angle. Like what is your debate on this?
No, like my debate is because like I hear a lot of Cowboys fans use that as an excuse. Like my team went to the playoffs 3 years. Okay, but since I guess they can't say nothing about my team, they got to come at Carson Wentz. You know what I'm saying? Like,
okay.
What I'm trying to say is, like, any given team could get beat Sunday. Y'all beat us the first game, right? When it really mattered, y'all didn't beat us.
Was that game the first time we played was 37-10? That game didn't matter?
I'm not saying it didn't matter.
Oh, okay.
I'm just saying when it really mattered to go into the playoffs, y'all didn't win.
Last year, if we didn't beat you guys, hold on. Last year we beat you all, right? We beat we swept. It didn't matter.
Law.
Talk to me.
Law. Okay, you beat us 2 times, but wasn't we in the same position in the playoffs?
But if we had not beaten you guys 2 times last year, we probably wouldn't have made the playoff. Was that correct?
Say that again.
Last year in 2018, not 2019, but 2018, if we had not beaten the Philadelphia Eagles, would we still had an opportunity to get to the playoff? Because we was in the win or you out type of situation.
Okay, you talking about last year.
I'm talking about 2018, I believe. You know, that's when we picked up Amari Cooper. That's when I think Dak Prescott threw for 400-some yards against the Philadelphia Eagles. And I know you guys made it to the playoff as well. We both had early exits, but of course we beat the Seattle Seahawks, but what have you. But you know what I'm talking about, right? If we had not beaten the Eagles, wasn't that a win or go home type of situation in 2018? Now, 2019. Yes, you guys won. It was 17 to what? 10, 17 to 3. What was the score? I forgot.
17 to 9.
17 to 9. So when I look back at that game, are you saying to me that particular team, your team last year, when you guys won, that Dak Prescott was the only reason why we lost?
No, I didn't say that one bit.
Okay.
What I'm just trying to follow you. What I'm saying is, you're saying this year, right? In 2019, the 2019 season, 2019-2020?
Well, let me slow it down. 2018, that was the year we went to the playoff. That was the year we beat the Seattle Seahawks, and we went to the LA Rams, and we lost. But we had to beat the Eagles. We had to. We had to win out throughout our division because if not, or the games that we played in our division, if not, we were not going to the playoff because, remember, we started off 3-5, something like that, and we had to rally back. And the reason why we rallied back is because of Amari Cooper and Dak Prescott got on the same page. Now, that was last year. That was year before last, basically. But last year, we went 8-8. Of course, the first time we played the Eagles, I think the score was 37-10.
Okay, hold on.
Go ahead.
You're kind of confusing me when you say you mean last season.
The season before last, the conversation was Dak doesn't win the games when it mattered the most, right?
Yeah, I mean, he went 1-7 against, good teams, and, it's evidence.
That was 2019, right? Or that was his collective record from 2016 until now. Because the kid is 40-24. So I'm trying to figure out, where is Dak Prescott the problem? Or is this a situation solely on Jason Garrett or solely on the collective team? I'm just trying to figure that out. I'm not trying to sit there and say Dak Prescott is Tom Brady for crying out loud, but I'm trying to figure out what's your angle with Dak Prescott? Like what Dak Prescott can and can't do. What are you saying?
See, I never had I don't have a problem with Dak Prescott. or not. I'm just trying to tell you like how the Cowboys use excuses and stuff like that. I don't have nothing with that Dak Prescott. You know what I'm saying? I'm just talking about Eagles and Cowboys.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? I don't really compare Dak and Wentz. I don't do none of that. I can care less about that. I just care about Eagles and Cowboys.
Okay, the Eagles and Cowboys. So the year you guys won the Super Bowl, was it more so fly Eagles fly, or was it run Eagles run?
Like, what you mean? I don't get what you're trying to say.
What I'm saying is that your coaching philosophy and your coaching style had nothing to do with the two quarterbacks that got you guys there in 2017. I think that you guys were able to control teams by running the rock. You were third overall in rushing, right? 2017, that year that you guys won the Super Bowl. And on top of that, the run set up the play action pass, and it was the system that your coach was able to install. And I think that would propel the Eagles in going deep into the playoff by playing a good style of running the rock and sound defense. What happened the following year is that you had to let some of the guys go, you see. And by losing some of the guys on the running attack and losing some of the guys on the defense, whether it be by injuries or what have you, causes your team to fall a little bit. And, of course, people are putting in the chat box Nick Foles.
What caused my team to fall was injuries. Like, we had practice squad players, and we still managed to go to the playoffs, even though we had to play with, practice squad players and all of that. And you know what I'm saying? What would you say about that? You lost even though you had all your starters. Like, I'm not talking Dak Prescott here. I'm talking about the whole team. Now, what would you say that you had all your starters and the Eagles still won the game when it mattered the most? What practice squad players? How you feel about that?
Well, all right, so we're going to go back to 2017 when you won the Super Bowl, the Eagles.
No, I'm talking about 2019.
Well, 2017 sets up for 2019 of where I'm trying to go with this conversation.
All years are different. You talking
all years are different, but one thing that I want to bring up, you said injuries. Didn't you guys had tons of injuries in 2017?
Exactly.
Right.
We had a ton of injuries, and we still won the Super Bowl. So that tells
based off of what?
There's a toughness, there's a mentality that, you know what I'm saying, that's installed. Like you say, I'm not saying it's a system or nothing like that. It could be. But what I'm saying is we had guys that really wanted it. We had dogs. You know what I'm saying? So
and these are the categories. Running the rock.
What I'm trying to
running
say
the rock. Go ahead, playing solid defense. Go ahead.
I can't really say it's all head coaching, because even the best head coach, you know what I'm saying, like, they could have like ordinary players and not get it done. You got to have a little bit of everything. You got to have coaching. You got to have good players. You got to have all that installed. You can't just be like, oh, it's a system. Like, no, it don't work like that.
All right, so so you believe deep in your hearts of hearts in 2017, if you had Jason Garrett as your head coach, you will still win the Super Bowl.
I'm sorry, say that again?
In 2017, if you had Jason Garrett as your head coach, you guys would have still won the Super Bowl.
Depends. Depends, because probably not, because, like I say, it's not just coaching. You gotta have a little bit of everything. You know what I'm saying? And in 2017, we had that. You know what I'm saying? We had a good quarterback. We had good coaching. We had a good defensive line. Like, we had a little bit of everything. That's why we won. I'm not going to sit here and say we had good coaching and that's why we won. Like, you know what I'm saying? Can't do that.
Well, we will see how all of this stuff unfolds and unravel. But I will say this with the Philadelphia Eagles. Run the rock, play sound defense, and will get you far. You got to be able to stop the run, and you have to be able to establish the run as well. You play those two things, you can win the Super Bowl.
With you, I'm going to tell you what the Eagles did in 2017. They ran the rock, like you said.
Mm-hmm.
They set it up. They ran the rock, and they set it up so if like that when they go to throw it, you know what I'm saying, it's manageable. And they did that throughout the whole season.
That's all I wanted to get you to say, because it has nothing to do with the quarterback play. It have to do everything to do with the running the rock, playing sound defense, taking the ball away, turning the ball away, and doing those things. And that's what we saw from the philosophy from your coach. Go ahead.
What I'm trying to say is not everybody could play smash mouth football and then, you know what I'm saying, and then set the throw up. Not every team could do that. You got to have a good running back like we had in 2017. LeGarrette Blount was a power horse.
Mm-hmm.
So when we gave him the ball, we knew what we was doing. We was smashing the ball. We was playing smash mouth football. Like I don't really know how to explain it, but Eagles was bullying players in 2017. Like they was bullying the defense. Their offensive line, they was bullying everybody's defensive line in 2017.
Yeah. So, I mean, we can go back and forth with this all day, but we will see how 2020 season unfolds. And shout out to you guys last year for making the playoff, you know. Hey. good shout out to you all, you know. But we will see.
But really, why I called you was because I hear a lot of Cowboys they like to say, you know, oh, we beat the Eagles 4 times out of 2 or something like that last 3 years. But to me, I'd say I'd rather go to the playoffs 3 times than for me to brag about beating us 4 times in the last 3 years.
Yeah, but the inverse of that philosophy was that we had, you know, a lot of people would say, well, Cowboys haven't won since 1995, which is the true statement, right? We can't get mad at facts. Right. 1995. And my counter argument to that was, why haven't you guys caught up with us since it's been since 1995? So the same thing is, you had more opportunities in the playoff. Yes, you won a Super Bowl out of that, which is cool. Flat out cool. But on the flip side of it, you had more opportunities, but you still folded. Last year, y'all folded against the Seattle Seahawks. Right or wrong?
Yeah, but last year y'all folded too. Against who?
We did. We folded like a cheap lawn chair. I'll be the first to admit that. So we folded because we wasn't prepared. So my thing is with this, and it's a good debate, a good argument, but at the same time, Carson Wentz, Dak Prescott, they will always be compared to one another. One got playoff wins, one don't. One is more winnable, I guess, in the regular season against each other, and one is not. But we can throw all of these variables in the situation. But one is drafted in the 4th round, and the other one drafted with the 2nd overall draft pick, for crying out loud. But both players are dynamic in their own ways.
Okay, but real quick, you know what's scary is that we comparing Dak and Wentz been injured for 9 games or something like that. All right, but he's been injured a lot of games, and his stats are still right there with Dak Prescott. Now, if Wentz would have played all them 9 games, will we still be comparing Dak and Wentz, or Wentz numbers will be better?
Who knows? It could be worse.
I don't think so, because if you look at the ratio, the touchdown ratio, his passing yard ratio, if he would have played 9 games, it would have been good.
Yeah, but you know how that word "if" goes, right?
Yeah, but y'all throw a lot of ifs around too. So.
Well, yeah, we do. But you know, that's just how it goes, man. Hey, I really appreciate. What's your name, fam? So whenever you call in, I know who I'm speaking to. What's your name, fam? Jimmy, man, really appreciate you so much for calling in. Thank you so much for calling in, supporting the nation with your information on the Eagles versus the Dallas Cowboys. Really appreciate you, bro. Salute.
All right. Thanks for taking my call.
Yes, indeed, man. Salute. That's a good call, man, from the Eagles, man, just to see what his brain is at with this thing. I went overtime talking about Eagles versus the Dallas Cowboys. Good call, man. We're going to shut the phone lines down. He was the last caller of the day. And oh, we got one more person come in, and I'm going to keep it real short. 210, you in.
Hello?
Yeah, what's good? 210, you in. Talk to me.
Hey, what's going on, Law?
Oh, man.
Yo, this is James calling from San Antonio, Texas.
San Antonio, what's good, fam?
I mean, however, I am from Dallas, so I just moved to San Antonio.
Nothing wrong with that.
Nope. Wait, hold on. Let me put you on speaker real quick.
All right, go ahead.
All right, you clear?
Clear as a whistle. What's good, man? Talk to me.
All right. For one thing, like I'm just like I was listening to that Eagle fan. I was listening to others, and also reading that little chat box and all. And it's like right now, I just feel like Dak is getting like really, really disrespected on a whole bunch of levels. Especially like my main issue was this whole, like Dak he needs to like he got to win without Zeke, and how he needs everything perfect. But I'm like, dude, if you think about it, like. What quarterback doesn't? I mean, because like, here's the thing though. We talk about like Russell Wilson and and Aaron Rodgers, Tom Brady, and all about like needing about how they can uplift the team and how they can win with less. But then it's like, okay, minus Brady. If you think about it, like when Aaron Rodgers and Russell Wilson, when they won their Super Bowls, like. They had a pretty good team around them. They had a run game. They had wide receivers, defense, everything.
Yeah.
However,
right. Go ahead. Yeah.
No, my bad. No, and also about saying like, okay, well, Russell Wilson though, like we know what he had. He had the beast mode. He also had his own line. Okay, he had that Legion of Boom. Had Pete Carroll for crying out loud. And then what happened? They won the Super Bowl. But since then. Yeah, but since then, like, what has he won? Like, when was the last time he even went to the NFC Championship? And again, I'm not knocking Russell Wilson, but like, my issue is this whole how it's a quarterback-driven league and how they like how real franchise quarterbacks how they uplift the team when like with less around them and yada yada yada. I mean, which beyond that's not true at all. Because first of all, like, I'm trying my best not to like. Be everywhere.
Yeah. But I understand what you're saying, and I never wanted to be arrogant and say, well, he's an Eagles fan. He didn't know what he's talking about because I want to know where he was coming from. But the reality is we don't have to go far. We can just go back to this last Super Bowl. Pat Mahomes, one of the best thrower of the balls we ever seen with our natural eyes, right?
Yes.
Let me see. We got a donation to help grow the nation. Shout out to you, young Wilson, man. Thank you so much for making that donation. But what I was saying is that this right here, and don't get me wrong when I say this, but Pat Mahomes would not have that Super Bowl ring if they were not able to do the exact same thing that I just mentioned earlier to the Eagles fan. If the Chiefs didn't or were not able to run the ball, guess what? They don't win that Super Bowl. How many yards Damian Williams had, I believe? Oh man, he had over 200 yards rushing, and if they were not able to stop the run, they wouldn't win that Super Bowl. They had to run the ball and stop the ball from being ran on them. The 49ers came in running the rock, but the Chiefs were able to stop the run. Oh, how they was able to stop the run. Up front defense, that front. Chris Jones is nobody to sneeze at. And the Honey Badger, he was making plays out there in the perimeter too. So all of these things goes together, and it's never one person to win the Super Bowl. But people will look at it 20 years from now, they would not bring up that William kid. They will only say, Pat Mahomes, he won that Super Bowl. You see?
Exactly.
They won't talk about Chris Jones. They won't talk about the other kids that was on that team on the defensive side.
Dude, because that was going to be my next point. Because when you were talking about the Super Bowl and everything, I'm also talking about. I'm gonna bring this up real quick because like people be like how Dak he can't win without Zeke and how he needs a run game, O line and the defense. But I'm like, okay, why do we ask Dak Prescott to always win without Zeke? But then it's like when you look at most stuff minus the Kansas City Chiefs because of Pat Mahomes. He the only one. But other than that, I'm talking about like the Titans, the Vikings, the Packers, the Niners, even the Ravens. What did they have? I mean, were they able to go far and win all those games with just their quarterback? So we're just gonna ignore Dalvin Cook, which he did with the Vikings with Kirk Cousins, right? Mm-hmm. And then with Ryan Tannehill, which again he had a real good season, but again Derrick Henry did all that. Or at least like most of it. Also, with the 49ers, which kind of, to be honest, that's kind of what we should have did. I mean, truth be told, I'm like, the 49ers, they look like what we were supposed to look like with Dak and Zeke, and then with Pollard or whoever was in the backfield with the O-line in our defense, which pretty much backfired. But truth be told, and I don't want to make this excuse, but like, to be honest, it's really not an excuse.
Mm-hmm.
But coaching is just terrible, man.
Right.
Like, come on. Like, because here's the thing though, because like when people will be like, Dak Prescott, he can't win without Zeke. Like, we saw what he looked like in 2017 when he lost Zeke and Tyron Smith, right? I'm like, okay then. Okay, since y'all want to go there with it, let's go a little further back though. Let's go back 2015 when we lost Tony Romo. What happened?
Right. We won.
Dude, and the saddest part was?
Right.
The saddest part was that same roster, again, minus Romo because we lost him, and also we also lost, what's his name, DeMarco Murray, who left. But, again, we had Darren McFadden, who, by the way, look, clearly not DeMarco Murray or Zeke, but he still rushed for over 1,000 yards. He finished, like in the top 5, top 10.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Again, our O-line, the O-line was the same. We still had Des Bryant. We still had Cole Beasley, Jason Witten, Terrence Williams, and we added in Bryce Butler. But what happened? No, we couldn't even win the game.
But, people would cherry pick. And I understand, people will look at one side of the coin and say, well, we just need this person back and everything else will be fine, or we can't, we won't win with this person, but it is what it is. And good call too, man. Good points too to put out there to the world about your thoughts on this. But all I can say is coaching plays a major role. If people think that coaching don't, then Chip Kelly would have still been the Philadelphia Eagles coach, you see, and it would not have been the same storyline in 2017 for them. And by us, the Dallas Cowboys, going back to falling in love with Jerry Wayne Jones, fell in love with his son, Jason Garrett, kind of put us in a box, meaning that we had to wait. And I hate to say this because the guy's gone now. He's moved on. I think that he's a wonderful offensive coordinator. But the problem was we had to watch this kid. Well, he's older than me, but we had to watch this guy develop into being a coach. And nobody does that. You see, watch this man learn on the fly. And then when he finally learned, it's just too late. And one can argue the fact that he got it in a sleazy way, the position, and he was still learning. There are things that we have to process and contextualize with our mind and say, man, Jerry Wayne Jones put this whole organization in hostage or purgatory for over 10 years with this. So that's just what it is, man.
Yeah, and then, okay, and before I go, I just want to say one more thing. And, I'm not just you, but, I want to talk about all Cowboy fans right now. Speaking of all Cowboy fans around the world right now. Now, again, Dak Prescott, he is not an elite quarterback. He's not. He ain't top 5, and obviously he can't, take over games with his arm, which again, mostly coaching, like I said. But here's the thing though, for us to sit up here and be like, trade him, he's not a franchise quarterback, and how he's a weak link and all this, it is not true. Again, he does not carry the team, but the last thing he does is get carried by his team. I say that much right now.
Yeah, that's good talk right there.
It's and to prove it, because I want to go through each and every playoff game that he's played in, all 3 of them, from the Packers to the Seahawks and the Rams. I already know what he did for us, in 2016 as a rookie against Aaron Rodgers. What was it? A 21-0 or 21-3 deficit?
Right.
And he brought us all the way back. And now, to be honest, Zeke was supposed to be the workhorse, but he wasn't.
He wasn't.
I think he only had a couple of good runs. That one run where he kind of did a little spin move on Clay Matthews.
Yeah,
got everybody
that first game.
That's me.
Yeah. But to make it short, man, not to cut you short though, but make it short. In all of those playoff games, Outside of minus the Seattle Seahawks game, there's no one play that you can look at and say, well, this defense made a difference maker. This defense were able to get a turnover. This defense were able to get a pick six. This defense were able to get a crucial sack and get us a short area of the field. And in the playoff, you can't have those loose ends. You can't have these things, whereas you don't have these type of things to show up. And, of course, on each and every last one of those playoff games, if you go to the first playoff game, Dak Prescott, yes, they started off slow, but what you expect a rookie to do? So they came back a little bit, and we still lost, but it was no crucial play by the defense. Of course, they called back the interception against Jeff Heath or somebody caught the interception. They called it back because of Claiborne or something like that in 2016. But outside of that, there's no defining moment on the defensive side of the ball where we can look at and say, okay, these are the things that this team was able to do, you see. But I do know that the narrative will always be the narrative is that this quarterback can't win us games in the playoff. But I will look at it from that Seattle Seahawks game. Didn't Dak Prescott put his body on the line and ran it in for that touchdown? Clutch moment. And that's just how it goes.
I'm gonna skip. I'm real quick. I'm gonna skip the Seahawks game because you already put that one. But how about that Rams game though? Where Zeke only rushed for only 48, 47 yards. Yeah. Getting shut down. Also, our defense giving up, over 200 yards or something to two different running backs?
It was crucial, man.
And what was ridiculous is, again, they number one running back, who was it, Todd Gurley?
Yeah.
He wasn't even 100%. Because remember, he was still dealing with that ankle or leg injury, but he still put up over 100 yards. Like, what the hell?
Yeah. His defense.
But at the same time, even though Dak, he did not have his best game in that game, though. He did miss some throws on that one, but also he did make some, and also he kind of kept us afloat. Because, I mean, if you think about it, if it wasn't for Dak Prescott, that Rams and Packers game, those two divisional playoff games would have been embarrassing blowout losses if he didn't do what he did.
Yeah. Yeah, and he connected with not Amari, but what's the guy, Gallup?
Dez Bryant.
Gallup. I'm talking about the LA game. Yeah. But man, I really appreciate the call, man. I'm gonna get on out of here, man. Really appreciate you, bro.
Yes, sir.
Shout out to you, man. Just holding it down from San Antonio, man. I really appreciate everybody. Thank everybody for tuning in. I try to bring in as much objectivity as possible as relates to these Cowboys. I want everybody to be safe out there. Do your due diligence. You know how it goes with this. And I'll catch you guys on this a little later on. The phone lines are closed, but you can still leave me a voicemail message, 682-214-4087. Maybe I'll do a feature where we play some of your voicemail messages left on some of the other episodes. And that phone line, you can always text me any information, 682-214-4087. Shout out to the mighty Vach Lombardi. I know this guy, he probably working on some film out there. Y'all hit him up. Draft time is right around the corner. So hit up Vach Lombardi for all of the information on players. And check out my guy West Coast Cowboy. And check out Big Game James, Skywalker Steel, and everybody, my Cowboys family, everybody that does this type of work on the fly. You know what I'm saying? And my guy Mark Holmes, him and his son, Michael Anthony Fitness, Cowboy Nation. That's been my time. I really thank you all for yours. And remember, you're listening to nothing but the best. Let's go. Yes. We supposed to be talking about TMZ, but we opened the phone lines and we start talking about everything, right? Yeah. They say the party never stop over here at Cowboy Nation Land. Really appreciate you, Joyce, Joe, Tranchina. Really appreciate you, Locks, man. Really feel you, man. Quest Cowboy. Shout out to everybody. Yes, let's go. Come on, I gotta see fire before I go. We just can't leave without the fireworks. Come on, y'all show me some fire emojis, baby. Let's get this thing going, baby. Or shall I play my other beat? Yeah. on, baby. Let me see some fire, baby. I can't just leave without the fire, baby. Yeah. Y'all got me playing my other beat. Y'all already know how it goes. 5, 4, 3, 2. Let's go. Fire up. Come on. Let's go.